But it's something about baby girl, I just can't leave alone. Tell me, mom, what's it gonna? Things I say, but nothing that you're proud of, but just things that you look back on. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, dude, spits.
Yeah. Nelly, the Grammy-destroying king, an undefeated ruler across 9 Billboard charts, a man with millions of dollars, innate talent and power that makes the entire industry bow in respect. Yet now, Nelly carries not only the glow of fame, but also the shadows of tragedy. A drug-related arrest pulled him into the mud. A $50 million lawsuit dragged him into a media crisis, and cheating rumors haunted him for life. Hollywood never wanted you to know this, but this is the undeniable truth. Is he truly a victim of a brutal industry system? Or are all of these just the consequences of his own choices? The full truth will be revealed in this video. And that, my friends, is the tragedy that shattered the hearts of millions of his fans. Nelly, from an undefeated legend to a man consumed by his very dreams. Nelly's tough childhood and his first scars. Nelly, born Cornell Errol Haynes Jr. on November 2, 1974 in Austin, Texas. Young Cornell grew up in a family that seemed perfect with his strong, authoritative father, Cornell Haynes Sr., a U.S. Air Force soldier. Nelly's father was a figure of respect and power in their community, making his family life appear settled. But when Nelly was just 7, his world turned upside down. Though he had only just begun to understand the love of family, his parents' divorce cut that short and opened the door to a tumultuous childhood. This separation didn't just end a relationship, it ignited a storm in his life. After the divorce, Nelly and his mother moved from downtown St. Louis to University City, a suburban area in search of better financial stability. His mother sought a safer place with better resources. But even after moving to a quieter area, Nelly's life remained anything but easy. He bounced from house to house, from relatives to friends without a stable home. The absence of his father and the lack of material wealth exposed Nelly to the temptations of the St. Louis street environment. St. Louis was known for its violence, crime, and strong gang influence, making life even harsher. Nelly watched his friends fall into crime with no way to save them. Yet amid this chaos, church and the choir became his sanctuary. From a young age, he sang in the choir, where he first connected with music and realized it might be his only way out of hardship. With a burning passion for music, Nelly began rapping and formed the group St. Lunatics with his close friends, including Ali and Murphy Lee. Music journey. The rise of a hip-hop icon. Nelly started his music career with the group St. Lunatics, but the road to success was not easy. Initially, St. Lunatics operated locally, nearly unknown, without a record deal, and largely ignored by record labels. The group wasn't the type the music producers were looking for at the time, and their style was considered too different from what was expected of East Coast or West Coast rappers. The money earned from live gigs in local clubs barely covered expenses, often ranging from $0 to $50, $100, and that had to be split among the 6 group members. Despite their passion and tireless efforts, St. Lunatics remained in obscurity, struggling with each performance, where their hard work only earned them a meager amount. However, St. Lunatics had some local success in 1996 with their self-produced single Gimme What You Got. But that success didn't last, and the group realized that Nelly would be better off pursuing a solo career, not just for his own growth, but also to bring attention to the group. Indeed, this decision proved to be right when Nelly signed a solo deal with Universal Records, marking the beginning of a new chapter in his career. Nelly's debut album, Country Grammar, became an instant massive hit. Featuring St. Lunatics' Lil Wayne and Cedric the Entertainer, this album achieved 9x platinum certification in the US and debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart. However, it was notable that the album reached number 1 on the album chart, becoming one of the best-selling hip-hop albums at the time. The first single, Country Grammar, not only reached number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 but also hit number 1 on the rap charts. The second single, Ride With Me, featuring St. Lunatics member City Spud, climbed to number 3. With the overwhelming success of his debut album, Nelly cemented his place as an undeniable figure in hip-hop. Soon after, Nelly returned to the studio with St. Lunatics, and the group released their first album, Free City, which also achieved platinum certification in the US. But it was Country Grammar that defined Nelly as a hip-hop icon. paving the way for him to go global, transforming Nelly from a rapper into a worldwide music icon. However, Nelly's love life would become a turbulent field, facing not only personal life controversies, but also serious scandals no one could have predicted. Cheating rumors, truth, or just a fame-hunting trick? In 2025, a social media account named Nia Miui Simone suddenly appeared posting a shocking comment claiming that Nelly had cheated on Ashanti while they were still in a relationship. The comment immediately grabbed the attention of not only fans, but also those who thrive on showbiz drama. She not only revealed a secret affair, but also made a bold statement hinting that if she posted a video, the world would go crazy. With this declaration, everything went into chaos, and many began to wonder, is this the truth, or just a stunt by someone trying to catch a wave from the scandal of a famous star? Throughout this event, both Nelly and Ashanti remained silent, offering no official responses. This silence only fueled fans' confusion and anxiety about their relationship. Were they avoiding the truth, or were they simply keeping quiet to prevent adding fuel to the fire? This silence prompted online detectives to investigate, searching for the truth behind these allegations. Fans began to dissect every detail, looking for clues. Could the truth be hidden? Or was this just a media stunt to stir the pot? However, the story took a humorous twist when Nia's account was quickly discovered to be fake. The images she posted were stolen from a woman named Angela Antoinette. Once this was exposed, the details seemed even more dubious. Raising the big question was this: a clout-chasing trick designed to ruin Nelly and Ashanti's relationship, or just a desperate attempt to gain fame from baseless rumors? Once Nia's truth came out, she was no longer a person of influence, but simply someone chasing attention on social media, seeking to satisfy her ego and personal gains. Yet online detectives uncovered an interesting detail in an interview with Nelly. In a media chat, Nelly had shared the tension in his family, even competing with Ashanti in their work. He once revealed, "My house is competitive. She's always throwing shade like, my first album sold 500,000, you know." This comment revealed not only a tense relationship, but also highlighted the underlying conflicts that might have existed throughout their relationship. This led fans to speculate that if Nelly and Ashanti couldn't reconcile their competitive nature, perhaps cheating played a part in the cracks of their relationship. Could this story provide enough evidence to explain the cheating? Or was it just a media stunt from someone trying to get attention? The big question still remains: did Nelly really cheat? Or was this just a scam to gain fame from someone looking for attention in the entertainment industry? The truth behind this story remains unclear, but the manipulation and online games are undeniable. This incident shows how fame can be exploited to serve the personal interests of the nameless, trying to build a reputation by slandering others. Will Nelly's reputation be damaged by this rumor? Or is he simply a victim of a scheme to disrupt his life? The story continues to unfold once again, raising questions about truth and lies in showbiz. Copyright dispute, a lawsuit that made headlines. Although Nelly became a solo star after the success of Country Grammar, not everything in his career was smooth sailing. One of the major blemishes on Nelly's musical journey was the $50 million lawsuit he faced from Ali Jones, a member of the Saint Lunatics group. Ali accused Nelly of failing to share royalties from the Country Grammar album, which the group had contributed to. This wasn't just about money, but also about power struggles within the group, a conflict that made many question Nelly's honesty and fairness toward his bandmates. The story began when Ali Jones, a founding member of Saint Lunatics alongside Nelly, claimed that Nelly had deceived the other members by not fairly sharing the profits from Country Grammar. According to Ali, the group made a significant contribution to the creation and development of the album. Yet Nelly kept most of the royalties without sharing with those who helped him build his name. This created a serious conflict between Nelly and Ali, with Ali demanding $50 million in damages for what he perceived as an injustice in profit distribution. The tension within Saint Lunatics wasn't new. Even when the group first started, there were financial and equity issues, with some members feeling they were not being treated as fairly as Nelly. However, this lawsuit exposed the deepening rift within the group, with Ali taking the lead in questioning how the profits from the successful album were being shared. Some of Ali's supporters argued that this action reflected a long-standing issue within the group, and Nelly's rise to solo stardom only made him a target for criticism. When the lawsuit started, Nelly immediately denied Ali's accusations, asserting that he had not deceived his group members. Throughout the litigation, Nelly was defended by a strong legal team, and after a while, the judge ruled the lawsuit to be without merit. Ali later decided to withdraw the case, and the lawsuit ended with no favorable outcome for Ali. This was a major victory for Nelly, but it didn't erase the questions about how he treated his former colleagues in his career. Did Nelly really deceive his bandmates when it came to profit sharing? Or was this just a misunderstanding in managing finances? Even though he won the case, many still questioned the fairness of how profits from Country Grammar were divided. Saint. Lunatics fans argued that Nelly, with his overwhelming success in his solo career, may have become too focused on himself, forgetting those who helped him build his name. Perhaps while he achieved individual success, Nelly no longer valued the contributions of his former groupmates. Was Nelly too focused on his solo career and neglected his duty to Saint Lunatics? Or did he simply fail to realize the importance of sharing the fruits of his labor with those who supported him early on? This is not just a story about money. It's also a story about loyalty and camaraderie, which are vital in any artist's musical journey. Even though he won the lawsuit, this dispute undoubtedly left cracks in Nelly's relationship with some of his closest friends in the music industry. 5. Nelly and 50 Cent, friendship or rivalry? The relationship between Nelly and 50 Cent has always been a controversial topic in hip-hop. From tension to later reconciliation, their journey of friendship and rivalry not only reflects personal struggles, but also significantly impacted the dynamics within the music industry. However, the story of Nelly and 50 Cent is especially intriguing due to some unusual twists that not everyone knows. Was Nelly really the peacemaker between 50 Cent and Ashanti at the 2007 MTV VMAs? Or did he simply know how to pull people toward him for his own benefit and image in the industry? It all started with the famous feud between 50 Cent and Ashanti. While Ashanti remained one of the top stars at Murder Inc., 50 Cent launched a rap war against the label, particularly targeting Ja Rule and other artists affiliated with Murder Inc. This feud wasn't limited to music, but also spilled over into public insults and verbal attacks. Among those targeted by 50 Cent was Ashanti, a talented and influential singer at the time. 50 Cent's remarks not only damaged Ashanti's reputation, but also led to her facing public division and criticism in the music world. At the 2007 MTV VMAs, when things seemed to have reached a boiling point, an unexpected situation arose. Nelly, a close friend to both, decided to intervene. The question arises, did Nelly really make 50 Cent apologize to Ashanti simply because he was respected in the hip-hop community and maintained neutral relationships with both? Nelly wasn't just a middleman. He was a highly influential artist in the industry. With his close ties to both 50 Cent and Ashanti, Nelly was in a perfect position to mediate and ease the tensions between them. However, this wasn't just an act of friendship. Nelly understood that reconciliation could create new opportunities for his personal image in the music world, and could open doors for potential collaborations between the artists. The highlight of this story was Nelly's peacemaking action, when he directly asked 50 Cent to apologize to Ashanti at the 2007 MTV VMAs. After all the conflicts and tensions between 50 Cent and Ashanti, Nelly stepped in as a mediator and helped the two reconcile, easing all the built-up tension. This act wasn't just a victory for Ashanti, but also marked a new chapter in the relationship between Nelly and 50 Cent, who had once been bitter rivals to Murder Inc. Nelly didn't just ease the tension, he also created a favorable situation for all three parties, allowing them to return to their music careers without holding grudges. Nelly showed his significant influence in the music industry, demonstrating his ability to reconcile two people with a tense relationship. However, a big question still remains. Was Nelly truly the peacemaker? Or was he simply employing clever tactics to protect his image in the public eye? And among artists, Nelly didn't just skillfully mediate between 50 Cent and Ashanti. He also seized the opportunity to solidify his position in the industry. Was Nelly genuinely caring for these close relationships? Or was it all just part of his personal strategy to develop his career and image? The story of Nelly's relationship with 50 Cent isn't just about one artist and one rival. It's a lesson in subtle tactics and influence in the music industry. This relationship shows that in the entertainment world, reconciliation isn't always purely about friendship. Sometimes it's a smart strategy to maintain one's position and personal benefits. When two big names like 50 Cent and Ashanti are on the verge of a major career split, Nelly's intervention and role as a peacemaker not only saved their relationship, but also helped him strengthen his own position in the industry. This shows that in the competitive world of hip-hop, where competition is key, maintaining relationships with rivals and partners can bring priceless opportunities for one's career. No one can deny that Nelly is skilled at relationship building. From his relationship with 50 Cent to his collaborations with Ashanti, he always knows how to remain neutral, never allowing personal conflicts to affect his career. This helps him maintain respect from many sides and opens up opportunities for future collaborations. However, it's also undeniable that sometimes these relationships might be exploited for personal gain. When Nelly calmed the tension between 50 Cent and Ashanti, he took advantage of the moment to showcase his influence and assert his position in the industry. Legal issues. In August 2024, a shocking incident occurred in St. Louis when Nelly was arrested for drug possession. This wasn't the first time he had encountered legal trouble, but this case attracted particular attention, not only due to the nature of the charge, but also because of the way the police handled the arrest. The police were criticized for abusing their power, making this incident one of the most controversial scandals in Nelly's life. The arrest began with a seemingly normal situation. On the morning of August 7th, Nelly was at the Hollywood Casino and Hotel in Maryland Heights, northwest of St. Louis, to claim his jackpot prize. However, an unexpected event occurred when the police asked to verify his identity before handing over the prize. This is a standard procedure when a large prize is awarded, but instead of simply checking his personal information, the police conducted a search in the database for any outstanding warrants. The police found a warrant from 2023 related to Nelly being cited for not having proof of car insurance in an incident that occurred in Maryland Heights in 2018. However, Nelly claimed that he was unaware of this warrant as it had never been brought to his attention. This became a key point in the case, as the police continued to check Nelly without clear justification. During the search, they discovered some ecstasy pills, and Nelly was arrested for drug possession. But what's notable is that if this discovery hadn't occurred, the case might have been resolved simply without any further discussion. However, after the arrest, many questions began to arise. One major question was why the police conducted a search without a valid reason. Nelly and his legal team argued that this was an abuse of power by the police, especially since they had not informed him about the warrant beforehand. Furthermore, when the case became public social media, and the media immediately criticized the police's actions, claiming it was an abuse of power, especially considering that Nelly was a famous person who might have been targeted for unclear reasons. What's important to note is that after a thorough investigation, there was insufficient evidence to convict Nelly. The drug possession charges were dropped, and the police were criticized for their unreasonable actions. In an official statement, the St. Louis prosecutor's office decided to dismiss the case due to a lack of legal evidence. Prosecutors were unable to prove that Nelly had possession of drugs with a solid legal basis, and the arrest was completely annulled. The big question is whether Nelly was truly the target of a police scam, or if he was actually involved with drugs. Given that a celebrity like Nelly was arrested in such a case, was it possible the police targeted him because of his fame? And was their action simply an unfortunate incident or an unnecessary intervention by law enforcement? Some people believe that this was simply a misunderstanding, and that the police acted too hastily in handling the situation without clear evidence. However, others remain skeptical, suggesting that the police may have abused their power, possibly creating a scandal to attract attention to a famous figure. This arrest not only put Nelly under heavy criticism, but also caused public unease about police conduct. Although Nelly was not convicted, this incident raised serious questions about how police power can be abused, especially when the arrested individual is a famous person. It also raises the question of whether fame is really a double-edged sword. When celebrities face situations like this, where every action they take is magnified and potentially exploited by external forces. In the end, the case ended without any charges against Nelly, but it left a lasting impression on the public. Was Nelly truly a victim of police power abuse? Or was he simply caught up in an unfortunate event? The answer is still unclear, and may forever remain a mystery. as this case is not just a legal issue, but also a major question of power and justice in society. The legacy left behind. Nelly is one of the most prominent and beloved names in hip-hop. He has captivated audiences not only with his musical talent, but also with a strong personality unafraid to face challenges. However, Nelly's career has not been without its obstacles. Despite standing tall after numerous storms, his image in the public eye hasn't always been perfect. Scandals and rumors have always followed him, from sexual assault allegations to copyright disputes and even infidelity rumors. These controversies seem to be an inseparable part of Nelly's career, even though he's tried to move beyond them. But can these things completely ruin his reputation? Or will he continue to stand strong and prove that he remains an irreplaceable music icon? Though he has risen from harsh challenges, Nelly has always been at the center of noisy scandals, rumors, and shocking stories surrounding his personal life. From sexual assault allegations and copyright disputes to rumors of infidelity, Nelly's personal life has always been a topic of intense media attention. However, what's surprising is that even though these scandals consistently make headlines, Nelly has managed to maintain his image in the eyes of his fans. He's not only loved for his musical talent, but also for his honesty and sincerity with the public. This has helped him remain an undefeatable star. Despite the ongoing scandals, he continues to have a special appeal with his fans and music lovers. Nelly is not the only one in the entertainment industry to face scandals, but his controversies have something unique, not only because he has had to endure harsh criticism, but also because these scandals have been exaggerated and dragged on for many years. Some scandals, such as sexual assault allegations, have forced Nelly to fight not only with the media, but also with his own image. Although he wasn't convicted, the rumors about his personal life have always been an inseparable part of his career. The criticism and public judgment have often caused him to face feelings of disappointment and hurt. However, the big question remains: can Nelly overcome all these scandals and revive his career? Will he be able to bounce back and continue to grow in the music industry? Or will he forever be trapped in scandals that prevent his career from ever returning to what it was? While Nelly continues to perform release music and participate in new projects, the scandals continue to follow him, like dark clouds that never seem to leave his bright sky. Are these life setbacks turning points for him to find himself again, proving that he's not just a fleeting star? Or will the scandals lead to him being forgotten by the public, and Nelly's career will remain a broken memory? Certainly, Nelly has proven that he's not someone easy to defeat. He's overcome all the hardships in his life, from poor childhood challenges in his career to rebuilding his career after every scandal. The hardships, challenges, and even the scandals couldn't bring him down. However, can his career continue to grow and revive after all these storms? Does he have the strength to overcome everything and continue to stand out? Or will he sink deeper into the scandal storm, never recovering? Only time will answer this question, and only Nelly can decide the next path for himself. Can he prove that he remains a lasting music star? Or will he simply be a forgotten name in the ever-changing world of the music industry? Though Nelly's career may not be what it once was, there's no denying that he still holds significant influence in the hearts of his fans. Despite facing scandals, criticism, and public judgment, Nelly is still able to create hit songs and remains one of the biggest names in hip-hop. But will his fame be able to endure in an industry that is constantly changing and full of temptations? Only time and Nelly's decisions will provide the answer to that question.
All data, analysis, and commentary in this video are presented based on information available at the time of production. The content is subject to change over time and should not be considered a definitive forecast. There is still so much more to explore: stories of resilience, legacy, and truth. Feel free to dive into some of our top recommended videos now appearing on your screen.